A rainy evening, she stood in the kitchen, one hand on the counter, trying not to cry. The fever had gotten worse. Her body felt weak. Their little apartment was silent except for the sound of rain tapping against the window. And for the first time in months, she decided to ask him for help. Not because she wanted attention, not because she was lazy, but because she genuinely needed someone beside her. She picked up her phone and typed slowly, "Can you come home early today? I am not feeling well." He saw the message instantly. But the reply came 20 minutes later. "I am busy." That was it. "No. Are you okay?" "No. Do you need medicine?" No concern. Just, "I'm busy." Still, she defended him in her mind. Maybe work was stressful, maybe he was tired, so she got up anyway. Her hands were shaking while making tea. The room felt heavy. But she kept telling herself, "Don't be dramatic." That sentence had become her survival habit, because every time she expressed pain, he made her feel guilty for having emotions. Hours later, the front door opened. He walked in casually, scrolling through his phone. She looked at him with tired eyes and whispered, "I think my fever is getting worse." He didn't even look up. Instead, he said, "You know, I had a stressful day too, right?" And somehow, in that exact moment, her sickness stopped mattering. Now she was comforting him. That's how narcissistic love works. Your pain becomes an inconvenience. Your needs become pressure. The next morning, she asked him if he could drive her to the doctor. He slammed the drawer shut and sighed loudly. "Why do you always depend on me for everything?" That sentence shattered something inside her, because she remembered all the times she handled things alone. The nights she cried quietly so he could sleep peacefully, the moments she swallowed panic attacks in silence, the birthdays he forgot, the apologies she gave for problems she never created. She looked down and quietly said, "It's okay. I will go myself." And narcissists love that sentence, because the moment you stop asking, they win. Weeks passed. One evening, she was carrying groceries alone up the stairs while he sat on the couch watching videos. She accidentally dropped a bag. Eggs cracked across the floor. She froze, not because of the mess, but because she was afraid of his reaction. And instead of helping, he laughed softly and said, "You can't do anything right." That was the moment her heart started waking up, because she realized the person she loved only showed kindness when it benefited him. When he needed attention, he was sweet. When he wanted forgiveness, he became soft. When he feared losing her, he acted loving. But when she needed support,
he disappeared emotionally.
One night, she finally gathered courage and said, "Why do I always feel alone even when you are beside me?" He stared at her coldly. Then came the manipulation. "You are too sensitive. You always make me the bad guy." And there it was. The narcissist's favorite weapon, making you question your own reality. So she apologized again, even though deep down, she was the one bleeding emotionally. Months later, she stopped asking him for help completely. She carried her own pain, solved her own problems, cried in bathrooms quietly, pretended to be okay. And he loved that version of her, the silent version, the exhausted version, the version that needed nothing. But healing began the day someone asked her a simple question. "Why are you surviving a relationship that's supposed to feel like love?" That question haunted her, because love was never supposed to feel like emotional loneliness. Real love doesn't punish you for needing support. Real love doesn't compete with your pain. And slowly, she stopped blaming herself. She realized she was never too emotional. She was emotionally neglected. She was never hard to love. She was asking the wrong person for love. And the saddest part about loving a narcissist is this: you spend years shrinking yourself, just to make them comfortable. And the moment you stop begging for basic kindness, their control over you begins to die. Because love should feel safe, not like walking on broken glass, and asking your partner for help should never feel like committing a crime. If this story felt painfully familiar, walk away before love turns you into someone begging to be cared for. Follow for more relationship truths.